Hey, Steve Saretsky here. Just wanted to put together another quick video. Did a blog post the other day that's on my website, vancitycondoguide.com. So you can go check that out. But basically, just measuring again levels of demand in October for Vancouver real estate. So the numbers right now, I mean, it's been dropping every month since about March. What basically I've been tracking is the sales to actives ratio, which is basically how many sales are happening versus how many active listings there currently are. So that has been falling on a month-to-month basis, and that is a key indicator of demand. Sales to actives ratio is a key indicator of demand, as well as generally use months of inventory. So the board classifies for sales to actives ratio anything under 14%. Anything under 14% is considered a buyer's market. Anything between 14 to 19% is considered a balanced market. And then anything above 20% is a seller's market. So, like I said, that's been dropping for months now. Basically now everything, so across Metro Vancouver, Vancouver West, Vancouver East, Richmond, everything on the detached single-family home market is below 14%. I think the latest numbers in Vancouver East was around 6% so far for October. So it's extremely a buyer's market there. I don't think that should come as much surprise to anyone. I mean, obviously you're seeing price reductions, like some of the price reductions in East Van. You know, your average reduction right now is about $150,000 on a detached home. So definitely a buyer's market there. And then the big thing with, like, I mean, everybody seems to have this belief that condos are somehow not going to be affected by a correction. The sales to active ratio has been dropping by about 10 points per month since roughly about March. So I think in March it was at up 85%. So 85% of listings were basically selling to the actives, which is insanely high. Like I said, anything above 20 is considered a seller's market. So 85, condos selling in a couple days over the weekend, multiple offers. Now it's down as of right now in October. It's at, I think it's 23%. So it's just a hairline over the seller's market. I mean, at this current trend, you should be in a balanced market by November. If this trend continues. I believe it will, with obviously the new lending policies just being implemented on October 17th. So you should see a balanced market in the Vancouver condo market. And I guess this is another thing, like with the demand that falls, it takes some time for prices to change. But as per the real estate board's MLS benchmark, it has downtown Vancouver condos down 5%, prices down 5% since June. So June was the peak in terms of price, not market activity, but price. Takes some time for price to adjust, but you've already got 5% since June to September. So from June to September, they have condos down 5%. That's using their benchmark. If you want to use the median or the average, that's saying 7%. So downtown Vancouver, I'm not talking about East Vancouver condos, I'm not talking about Richmond condos, I'm just talking specifically downtown Vancouver condos are down 5% since June using the benchmark and 7% using the median and average. And then moving towards townhouses, it's the same thing. So roughly about 10, sales to active ratio has been dropping roughly about 10% per month for the last 4 to 6 months. It's currently now, for the first time in probably I think about a year and a half, 2 years, it's the townhouse market has now hit 17% sales to actives ratio, which would quantify it as a balanced market. So it's been in a seller's market for years now. It's now finally hit a balanced market. I think as of the recording this video here in the October 22nd, there's been 20 sales for Vancouver townhouses on the west side. So sales numbers are really low. Obviously, they're still selling. Prices take some time to move, but the demand is slowing. Like I said, we're now technically in a balanced market. There's 5.85 months worth of inventory for Vancouver West townhouses. And then the board considers a balanced market anywhere between 4 to 6 months of inventory, and we're currently at 5.85 and climbing. So I would suspect at this current pace, we're at 17% for Vancouver West townhouses. You could actually be in a buyer's market by December at this pace, maybe even sooner than that. Again, that's if that continues. I'm a certain believer that will continue. So sales actives ratio across all of Metro Vancouver is dropping. It's a significant determining factor in demand in the market. It should not be ignored, and I think that prices take some time to adjust, but it's something to note. I mean, I just look at the recent report that's coming out from some of these banks, and they're saying that they're now saying that single family homes, they predict over the next year, will correct by 20%, and I think they said they had condos at 5%. Now, that's the funny thing is that condos, like I just mentioned, in downtown Vancouver alone, I mean, this isn't for all of Vancouver by any stretch, downtown Vancouver condos are already at 5%. So I think that it's an extremely conservative measure. I think if it corrects, it will definitely be more than 5%. We're already there, and the lending policies are just being implemented. I think this is just the start of a correction. So you're already at 5%. So I think that's conservative. But I mean, what are you going to expect from a bank to come out and say condos are going to, have a correction of 25, 30, 40%? Push the panic button and everybody starts running for the exits, and they've caused this huge pandemonium. So you have to take whatever article is coming out, from these banks, from these economists, from these politicians, etc., that are cautioning people or saying there's going to be only a minor correction. I mean, obviously they're not going to, scare the crap out of everybody and tell them, hey, we're expecting a 30% correction. You've already seen a 5% correction in condos. 20% they're saying in single family homes. The market, for the most part, across Metro Vancouver is already corrected by 10%. In certain areas it's closer to 15%. And like I said, I think the ball is just getting rolling right now. So I think those are very conservative measures. But like I said, to really track where prices are going, you got to track the demand. And a key way of tracking that demand is with the sales actives ratio, which I said has been dropping by about 10 points, 10 percentage points per month over the last 6 months. All right. Anyways, hope that makes sense. Thanks.